Well, my 9 o'clock, we had a scheduling error, probably a faux pas on my part. So we're going to do more asshole consulting at assholeconsulting.com, where I, the world thing, stuff, do what, money, show up, go, buy, toilet. And that's my life. Hello, Mr. Clary. I am requesting a video, and please keep my prior workplace secret. I have a few questions about South Dakota. One, I am planning a week-long reconnaissance trip / vacation to the Black Hills area of South Dakota this year. I'm going with one of my old military boss / best friend to see museums. Don't go to the White House. Okay, if you want to waste your time at museums, fine. Okay. Don't pull a DT and Dr. David Perrotin where you go look at that stupid Minuteman missile museum, which isn't a museum, it's just a PowerPoint presentation, essentially at the taxpayer money expense. Just go to the actual Black Hills and the Badlands and enjoy life. Well, you do what you want. Fossil hunting and hiking. There you go. If you had 5 days, what is a must-see for the area of a Black Hill, Rapid City, South Dakota? What is an easy one-day hike in the Black Hill area? We are flying to Rapid City and renting a car. What time of year is best to visit South Dakota? May. You don't want to be there when the kids are there. Okay. When the kids are out of school, you don't want to be there. Hotel prices go up. Everyone takes their kid to Mount Rushmore. You got the Sturgis rally in August. So September or May is what I'd recommend. Climate's very temperate. You'll be able to hike, no problem. Won't be too hot though. If you get in the mountains, it's nice and cool. But that's the best time of year, I would say, May or September, once the kids are gone or the kids haven't yet been released from the prison that we call school. South Dakota is looking like a great place to buy a house for the rest of my life. 27 renting at the moment in a crappy East Coast state. I know it's not on the coast, everybody. My prior idea of Florida is looking less likely as a place to live due to the 15 minimum wage and the new reptile ban. I can own a gator and a rattlesnake, which I have, but not a python or monitor. Why do you own those things? Is that like a tattoo? Like you got nothing else going on? You decided to be edgy or something like that? What? Look, they'll live their life, right? Okay, the python, the monitor, they'll live their life. There's nothing wrong with Florida. Florida is very nice. It was a very close number 2 when I played, like between Vegas, like warm places. Between Vegas and Florida, it was a close second. So there's nothing wrong with Florida if you stop being weird and get rid of your reptiles. But they're my babies. I don't know. So let's go through your itinerary. You have 5 days. All right, let's do this. You need to go to the Badlands National Park. That's about an hour drive out of Rapid City. If you have the time, wake up early in the morning. You're 27, you're young. Wake up at 5 a.m., get out there by 6, go do an amazing hike in the middle of nowhere, drive the main rim. I think it's Highway 33. Atham, look that up. So you can look at but then like actually hike through some of it. Like, yeah, I hiked out there. Then when you come back to Rapid City, do not go the interstate. Go down 44 or 40. Go check out the Stronghold unit. Go through the Indian Reservation. And you're going to hook up to Hermosa on Highway 79. Atham, look that up. And you'll see a different part of the landscape out there. Most of the tourists stay on the northern unit of the Badlands. Is broke up into 3 different parts. The Stronghold unit, Sheep's Head Table, if you can get up to that, that might be, but just so you know, you probably should have a 4-wheel vehicle to do that. That's an interesting area to go through. So there you go. What else? I would not bother with Sturgis unless you're a motorcycle rider. And even then, you're like, okay, here it is. So you could skip that. I would spend a day in Deadwood, do some gambling, sit in the awning or the narthex of the Franklin Hotel. If you could stay at a place, I'd stay at the Franklin Hotel. Very charming. One of my favorite places to sit is in their atrium. It's just beautiful chandeliers. There's a fake fireplace. I can have my coffee. It's very nice. But also sometimes pretty cheap. And you're downtown Deadwood. So there you go. While you're in Deadwood, I would do a big loop. Go up in the lead, go to Cheyenne Crossing, go to Savoy, and then drive all the way down to Spearfish so you get to see the Spearfish Canyon. That is an absolute must. Then I would also do Highway 16A outside of not Hot Springs. What is it? Key City? Key something. Something Key. It's right where Mount Rushmore is. I mean, see Mount Rushmore, you'll see it. Here's it. You want to save $25 or $50, whatever it is now. There's this. You go up the road, 16, I believe it is. You pull off to the side. There's Mount Rushmore. You don't need to pay to go to the park to see it. By the way, they don't do a show or a dance or nothing. It's the same 4 guys like it's been for the past 110, 20 years, whatever. So save some money. I would do Highway 16A, go up to Iron Mountain Lookout, and then drive to the Black Hills Playhouse. Don't go to the Black Hills Playhouse. It's a horrible playhouse. Don't bother wasting your time there. I think it's 89, and then cut over to Sylvan Lake, and then you'll get to see the heart of the Black Hills. So you get a nice little drive through that. And then you can come back down. The Silver Dollar Saloon outside of Hill City. That's my favorite bar in the world, is to go there and sit out back and just chill out and imagine like, wow, what was it like in the 70s? Must have been great here. People must have sex out here. It's very nice and peaceful. So I'd go do that. You can do this all in one day. Hill City, skip it. It's just a tourist trap. So we did Spearfish Creek, Spearfish Canyon, Badlands. Oh, hiking. You want to do a hike. All right. Depends on what kind of shape you're in. What I would always recommend the first hike is Harney's Peak. They call it some Indian name now because Harney was like a white guy who kicked a lot of ass. Okay. And everyone's jealous. So no, it's some other name now. But Harney's Peak, that's the highest point in the Black Hills. It's the highest point between the Rockies and the Pyrenees. And you're going to get a beautiful view. It's 3.5 miles. There's some incline. If you're not in that great a shape, next hike I would recommend. All right. Totally up to you. There's a hike just on the outskirts of Deadwood, where you go up the cliff or up the mountain and you hike straight over on the spine of the mountain and you go all the way to Leeds, South Dakota, and it terminates at the gold mine. It's this massive gold mine pit that's now defunct. But you get to see it's a nice hike. It's not too challenging, a little bit challenging though. And you get yourself a beautiful view of this massive gold mine that was out there back in the day. So that's a hike. And then if that's not enough, I think maybe what am I going to do for another hike? Little Elk Creek hike. That's kind of go to Lake Dalton, hike from Little Elk Creek trailhead to Dalton and back. Not a lot of elevation gain. You might have to duck some trees, but it's a pretty nice hike. 5 days. So we did the Badlands, Spearfish, Deadwood, the hike. Custer's all right. Hot Springs if you're bored. Yeah, don't bother with the Wyoming Black Hills. It's not worth it. If you want, you could drive out to the spire out there. What is it? Devil's Tower. You could drive out there and look at that. You just look at it. Like Mount Rushmore, it doesn't put on a show. And then, yeah, I think that's that's about, I mean, there's Lake Pactola. Maybe you drive through that. Drive 385. That's nice. Nice scenic drive. You'll hit Lake Sheridan, Lake Pactola, Rabot Lake. You kind of take a back way into Deadwood. And then unless you want to become more esoteric, then you could, there's fossil hunting. Go to Ulrich's, look for some fossils, look for some agates. You can go all the way down to Nebraska, look for some agates. Hot Springs, if you want to chill out, you want cheap lodging, go to Hot Springs. Hot Springs is a cheap place to save you a lot of money there. So there you go. That should give you enough to chew on. And by the way, just so you know, there will be a ton of other things going on. Like you'll be like, oh, what about this? What about that? I just gave you like the top 5 things to do. And you only got 5 days. So, hit all those. But then I'm like, well, what about, what is it? Reptile Gardens? What? Okay, actually, you might like Reptile Gardens since maybe you should stop there. There's Reptile Gardens. They got a lot of reptiles, so you probably would like that. 2, with my background in EHS, I don't know what EHS is. I've been looking at jobs in South Dakota and Alaska. A lot of safety and engineering jobs are in the Eastern Plains area of South Dakota, but is it worth it? I've been looking at the Rapid City for jobs, but no luck at this time. It would not be a terrible idea. My goal is to live in the middle of nowhere, fossil hunt, hike, hunt a bit, and just paint in peace. I still have about 1.5 years left on my contract in my current place. Thank you for your time. With your advice, my life has improved drastically. I got a $5,000 bonus, a $3,000 raise at work recently. I also got my title. I'm just practically Jesus Christ. You consult me and you make a lot more money. I wish I could guarantee that. Hey, don't be a dumbass. Wow, my life improved. Yes, thank you. You may donate to the cult of Cappy. Don't get no girls pregnant. I didn't. My life is great. I know. Thank you. Donate to the cult of Cappy. Don't major in dumb shit and don't commit no crime. Aaron, I followed your advice of not majoring in stupid shit and not committing any crime, and I'm better than everybody else that grew up in the trailer park or the ghetto or the bar. I'm like, amazing. Yes, I'm practically a genius. I also got my title changed by my boss to engineer because my engineer, right. Okay, good. I don't want to identify you. So when I get my degree, I will have 3 years experience in the field winning. Also, did you enjoy the fossils? I said, yes, I have them right here. He did send some fossils. We have some raptor. I don't know if those are it. I got them right here. I haven't mentioned them because I've been busy with all this other crap. Come on, let's go. Come on. Darn it. There we go. And he wrote them on the back. But yeah, there's like some genuine dinosaur fossils. Okay, so here's the paradox of the problem with South Dakota. All right. 90% of the state is boring as F. I mean, the prettiest thing in that state is their governor. Well, the Black Hills are prettier, but there is nothing in that state. And I hate the drive out there because you got to get to because essentially what the Black Hills are is like, it's the first mountain range of the Rocky Mountain range is essentially what that is. And it's a remote mountain range. Like then it goes back to flatness in Wyoming. It's not until you get to like Lander. Atham looked that up. Do you get mountains again? And they're kind of crappy mountains anyway. You got to get to Denver before you get to the real Rocky Mountains. But at the same time, paradoxically, of course, because why would you build the fun stuff in the fun part of the state? Sioux Falls is the major commercial hub where there is a lot of agriculture and farming and cattle and livestock and things like that. And that's where a lot of the commercial, the employment opportunities are. And it's unfortunate, but that's how it goes. South Dakota has been pretty successful in luring businesses from Minnesota to just hop the border, but then they just literally hop the border. They don't drive. It's 4.5 hour drive. It's like 325 miles. No, 350 miles. Because I think the mile marker starts at 450. It's at least a 350 mile drive to the fun part of the state. And there's nothing in between. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. I mean, it's farm towns. And if you like podunk bars, okay, fine. But it's gas stations, farms, cattle, and nothing. And so if you want to have any kind of engineering or skilled profession or trade, you're going to have to be out over on Sioux Falls. Now, does that mean you can't apply for jobs like Rapid City doesn't have civil engineers, electrical engineers? Of course not. There are, but it's nowhere near the volume as you're going to have on the east side of the state in Sioux Falls. And so when it comes to like, the west side, especially, it's not even the west side. It's like this west corner because there's still from the Missouri River all the way until about Walls, South Dakota, which is where the Badlands National Park is, or Kadoka. Nothing again. Like you'll see the Missouri River. You'll be driving across like, oh, wow, look, is this where it finally begins? And you get out of the valley. Like, nope, back to nothing. Going through exciting towns like Murdo and Presho. which the picture for the thumbnail comes from Presho, South Dakota. There it is. So if you can land a engineering job in Rapid City, of course, or Spearfish, Sturgis, that area, but the jobs just aren't there. It's a tourist area. The rally is a disproportionate effect on the economy, obviously, and people tailor towards that. And there's Mount Rushmore, and everyone, let's go to the Black Hills, South Dakota, look at Mount Rushmore, that kind of thing. But it's not like, oh yeah, Tesla set up the shop here. They need a bunch of electrical engineers. They should. Elon Musk like, hey, wait a second. Californians hate productive people. All the communist leftist piece of crap douchebags over in San Francisco, they just want my stuff. I think I'll move to Texas now. Eh? Oh, you're a genius, huh? You're a genius. The modern day Edison. You finally figured out having a dildo of Californian tax raping dick up your ass might have been a bad idea. Now you go to Texas. Hey, maybe I should dump the fat chick and go out with the hot one that wants to sleep with me and suck my dick. Never mind. No, you Google internet San Franciscan IT entrepreneur geniuses all know everything about it. Just keep paying those 50% taxes. Anyway, if there's no Tesla, there's some concrete manufacturers. I'm thinking that's the only industry out there. They're kicking around doing a plutonium or uranium mine out in Igloo, South Dakota, but you'd be far removed from anything. So the problem that you're going to face is if you want to go work and live in South Dakota, you're going to be on the east side. Pro, you're only 3.5, 4 hours away from the west side. Okay, so you could go there anytime. Pro, no state income taxes. Pro, safe, boring. Sioux Falls it's a town. I think they got 3 Walmarts. I mean, that's pretty big. I don't know how you measure the size of towns. I measure it by the number of Walmarts they got. But it's got 3 Walmarts, I'm pretty sure, maybe 2. Air Force Base. They got sushi. They got a cigar lounge. Very nice cigar lounge, by the way. But nothing. I mean, it's a great place to raise a family. It's not for a single guy who wants to adventure. But if you're willing to road trip it, yeah, go to Sioux Falls. You can road trip it go out for a weekend. You can fossil hunt, agate hunt, and not just in the Badlands and the Black Hills, but you go all the way up to Faith, South Dakota, which I'm sure you're aware of. That Sue the dinosaur was found out in that area. So and when I get out there, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing more of the northwestern part of the state, even though it's not particularly pretty. There's a lot of interesting geology out there. But yeah, man, it is a big ass boring state. The women are not pretty. I'm going to get me some South Dakota Till. Not all South Dakota women look like their governor, unfortunately. There's a little bit of the who dang diggly do dang diggly doos that come over from Wyoming. Becky gets pregnant at 14 by her cousin, maybe. Has a little bit of that going on. But it's just, you're going to go there, you're going to work, you're going to make money, and then you're going to have to drive over to the west side. And then ideally, if you got yourself an electrical engineering job over on the west side, awesome. But don't hold out for that. Keep applying, but don't hold out for it. All right, there we go. I think I've beaten South Dakota to death. Let's look at the super chats. We got any super chats today? We do have super chats. Juan. Nobody likes Raymond. Nobody likes Juan. David Little, $5. Hey, Aaron, Update Security Company got bought out. Still have my night position. Also playing 2022 to leave Pennsylvania. Also losing weight. Went from 280 to 254. There you go, Dave. Look at you kicking ass. Oh my God. See, now for those of you who don't know, Dave, he's a regular. He's doing it the way I said. Start working security. He's going to do better than me. He is pursuing his CPA in accounting. He's just working, and he's lost weight. That's great. And then you're going to leave Pennsylvania. That's awesome. Florida, Vegas, where are you going, Dave? Oh, here it is. Florida or Texas are my big choices, right? There you go, Dave. Get yourself a cowboy hat or a trailer park in Florida. Whatever you want. There we go. The Competent Man, $5. Current mini plan B is South Dakota. I'm currently in Northeast, so fit your Northeast. Oh, so South Dakota would be a last of USA to be okay. After that would be off to Canada or China. I am completely in agreement with you, competent man. I would be going to places that are culturally stable. Like, I want to walk into this country and they're like, get out of here, American. I'm like, hey, I'll pay my taxes. I'll be quiet. I'll contribute to your economy. Just keep your shit together. And for God's sake, don't bitch and whine about people's color or their gender or makeup. Do you believe there's two genders here? And then maybe some non-conforming, non-binary, like, okay, and you let them be? All right. Okay. Yeah, that's a squirrel over there, right? This is a cactus and there's generally two genders, right? Okay. Can I just like pay my penance and join your little club? I don't care what festival you got going on. It could be a Rutabaga. I always imagine the Rutabaga festival in Croatia with my hut. And just I'll throw the Rutabaga. Yes, whatever. Just keep it effing together. Even the Middle East, whatever complaints and concerns you might have about radical Islam, which you should, but they keep it together. There's some rules. Ain't no shit in the streets in Dubai or Riyadh. The Muslims have got to be like, there's shit in the streets? What? What? There's shit in the streets. Yeah, in the United States, one of the biggest cities in the United States, they shit in the streets. Which one? California. Wasn't that a state? Yeah, it's all the cities. It's Los Angeles, San Francisco, and then you go all the way up to Seattle and Portland. Everyone shits in the streets. And you got to like, yeah, it's pretty damning testimony against society right here, right now. So I could totally see where you want to go to a place where they raise their people not to shit in the streets. Island Hermit RP, $5 was banging a girl from work. Then she got fat and is all sad. I stopped messing around with her, laughing my ass off, told her to get in shape. Then she started crying. Too bad. I have told more than one woman, you either lose weight or you go away. It is not negotiable. Romance and sex and love is based on physical attraction. And if you effing girls get it through your effing head, that's the only reason guys are going to want to commit to you in a romantic capacity. Things are going to go a lot easier. And you guys obviously have an obligation. But look at Island Hermit. He's in shape, obviously. He hits the gym, or at least doesn't pig out. That is the hard. You lose weight, get the fuck out. You lose weight, or I'm sorry, you got fat, you gained weight, I'm banging other chicks. When you lose weight, I'll commit back to you. But in the meantime, that's almost worse than cheating on you. It's on par where it's like, okay, you have lied and violated the agreement that we had here. You should like me for me. No, ladies, guys do not like you for you. They like you because they want to fuck you. Alex Patino, our truck driving Latino former Army soldier, agent in the field, just finished with the Communist Manifesto talk about a mind drain. Talk about a mind drain, and people are seduced by it. Yeah, I read the Communist Manifesto. I try reading Das Kapital. Holy. And Alex, what you've ran into, even the manifesto is too much. Here's all it is. We're a bunch of lazy fucks, and we want other people to work to pay for our shit. That's it. That's Noam Chomsky. That's all your sociology. It's the entire social sciences. It's all the liberal arts. It's all of feminism. We're a bunch of lazy fucks who don't want to work. All you enslave yourself to pay us UBI. That's it. That's all communism is. It's not eccentric. It's not advanced. It's not deep. It's we're parasites. You be our host. That's it. So I could imagine, I don't even know why you would bother reading the Communist Manifesto. It must have been very painful for you. Then again, it was written for low brain power people. Right. You're entitled to free shit because traits, because reasons. I have this type of plumbing. I want to sleep with those type of people. I believe in this. I have this skin color. Give me free money, other people without my traits, because you're oppressing me. Like, I wonder how successful you'll be. Another thing that you didn't ask about this, Alex, I'll just point out another thing. Notice how leftists are always ugly and overweight. Not always, it's not 100% correlation, but most of them are ugly and overweight. And the reason why, it's empirical evidence they're lazy and they don't want to work. Because staying in shape, working out, dieting takes effort, and they don't want to do it. And I have some begrudging respect for the guy, but look at Vaush. I mean, yeah, he tries to be somewhat intellectually honest, so I'll grant him that credit. But I look like, yeah, you're a fat fuck. Okay. If Vaush lost the weight, okay, that took some effort. All right. Tell me more, because you went through some trials and tribulations, but you're just a fat guy who wants other people's money. And in fact, him and I want to have him on one of these days, because I do want basically him to tell us about communism, like modern day, because I don't think he speaks for all the communist community, but I'd like his opinion. Like, okay, define some things for us? What does communism look like today? How do you think it's going to work this time? Alex Patino also just finished Bachelor of Pad Economics. I wish I had that book 15 years ago. Man, I wish I had that book 15 years ago. Wait. Never mind. I wrote it only 8 years ago. Yeah, I wish I had that a long time ago. Oh, Janine? Janine is a gem. She's an angel. Oh, wait, no, crap. She's a dirty little brat sister that nobody ever wanted. Parents probably adopted her. Gonna put her up for adoption again and adopt me instead. Janine is this great gal. She got a great boyfriend, and she lives out in Wyoming, and she's a nice gal. She's a nice gal. James G, $10. Aaron, what do you think of places like Isle of Man, small, stable, low crime, low tax, and outside and out of mind? For finance jobs like David Little and accounting, it appears to be better. Yeah, but here's the problem. A lot of these islands, it could be Bermuda, Caymans, Isle of Man. They're islands, and you get island fever, and you're stuck. And yeah, I mean, and then you could go ahead, maybe travel, go to mainland Europe. So I don't think, what percent of people in the Isle of Man, Jersey is another one. I had files on all of them back when I was a younger man. There's nothing wrong. Like if you can get residency there, sure. But you're going to be stuck on that island. And then I don't know what the tax treatment is with Europe and the Isle of Man or Jersey or whatever like that. So culturally, yeah, low stable, low crime, low taxes. Yeah. Low fun. I went to the Bahamas, which is it's more tax friendly than average, but certainly not Bermuda or the Caymans. And okay, if you like beaches and coconuts, okay, there you go. There's a casino. I think it was Newport we were at. But man, like after a day, you're like, wow, I gotta get back to the mainland. I gotta do something. Now, if you're brought up in that culture, obviously people are like, oh yeah, they're adapted to it. I'm sure if we took some people who grew up in the Bahamas and dropped them off in like the open plains of Wyoming, they'd freak out like, whoa, this is not right. Whoa, where's the water? They probably would say that. I had the opposite. I went there, where's the land? There's one road and we drive on the left. Oh, that's right, Britain. Oh, I forgot about those guys. So I'm not against it if you're okay with island culture. But there's not going to be like riotous nightclubs or anything like that, or hiking. If I was like old, like really old, and I couldn't hike around, I could just sit on a beach. I could probably go to the Bermuda or the Caymans, just sit there, get my coffee, watch the United States burn from afar. All right, we're caught up. All right, there you go. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.